What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Mufasa Fast Show, yours truly coming to you live with another episode of Alphacology. I appreciate all my supporters. Just sipping on a little wine tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, this is why I could continue to do podcasts, because we get these storylines just for me to show you guys how important it is to live an alpha male mindset and branded lifestyle. It's very important, because anything else, it could be a rough life. It could be a rough life for you. I always say this: living a beta male life can be a very rough life. It's a rough life, man. And I just want to let you guys know, man, I want you guys to be the best version of yourselves. Treat all your brethren and your brothers and your sisters fairly, right? So I'm going to play this recording and we just going to chime in, all right? Just a little backdrop. Ex-NBA baller Joe Smith, he finds out that his wife had a OnlyFans, right? So, and TMZ caught up with her, and they actually not played her, but interviewed her. And guess what? I stopped playing around with it. I pulled up my laptop, and we're going to listen to the interview, and then after that we're going to chime in, and I'm gonna chime. Well, we're gonna chime in. We're gonna pick this apart. So let's go ahead and do that.
I guess the first question is, where's
How
Joe?
are you guys doing?
Where's Joe?
He's pretty pissed off with me. So he's been, I think he's at his sister's house. He's not talking to me right now. So yeah.
Keisha, how long ago? Obviously, we saw in the video that Joe was saying he had no idea that you had this account. How long is the account? Have you had the page?
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your life. Period.
All right, let me stop it right there. When you focused on being the most alpha version of yourself, sometimes you're not going to be able to pay attention to the people you think you should be paying attention to, or they think to the people that think, you should be paying attention to them. How about that? Let's start right there. So that's already a red flag with me. Any woman who thinks she's above my relationship with the Most High will always be a problem. All right. And we all know for a fact, women love attention. It's their drug of choice. That's why I always say, man, social media was like the biggest hit of dopamine for women ever, because they all flock to it. They all love the attention. And when I say all, like most of them, like 99.9%, 95%, between 95 and 99% of women love attention. And guess where the first place they go to get attention? Not to their husbands, not to their friends, the internet. The internet is her real boyfriend, right? I compare the internet and social media for women like giving a crackhead keys to a house filled with crack. They're going to be in that motherfucker every day. They're going to be on there every day. So it's no use. You find you a woman that don't have social media, or forget it. Just don't be on social media like that. You got to study her. And capture her and study and study her. You know what I'm saying? Like a rare dinosaur or something, like a rare unicorn. It's a unicorn. You gotta bring it in. We need her for research purposes. if she doesn't have social media, please bring her to my platform. We will do an interview right now. I need to tap into her mind and see her mindset and how she thinks. But like I said, this woman is used to a certain amount of attention, and he wasn't giving that to her, and that right there is a red flag, because you don't want to give these women no excuses. They're already the accountability killers, right? They kill every little accountability you come with, and we already know that, right? It's a given that, come on, Joe Smith, your wife has an OnlyFans, you gotta leave. Like, that's just alpha rule number one, right? Now, that's alpha rule number one for beginners. Your wife has an OnlyFans. You don't know. I'm gonna give you the advanced alpha game later. But first and foremost, let's continue this, because she just said he wasn't paying her no attention. That's why she did it. That's a bunch of bull crap, right? Bull crap, bull jive, bull shiznaz, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If that's the case, every wife that's not getting attention from her husband should start an OnlyFans. That's not going to save your marriage. That didn't make anything better. So let's keep it rolling. Let's see what else she says.
And he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that she wants to really put a bigger wedge in our relationship. So she went digging around my page and was like, oh, do you know that she has this? And it blew up from that. It's no...
And she has a friend, and girl, shut up. So she got all these reasons, and if you know your man ain't on social media, ladies, and I always say this, you gotta keep him like that. You gotta keep him happy. Or at least don't be on social media talking trash about him, because he's pretty much expecting you not to do that, right? Or embarrassing him on social media. So whatever chick he was entertaining or dealing, side chick, whatever, they're all going to run behind that and say, well, he has a side chick, she could do OnlyFans. No. When you become a wife and you're put in a wife position, ladies, you have to uphold that legacy. Whatever that man's dream was of you being, you have to be that. If you fall short of that, you cannot be surprised if he wants a divorce. It's just that simple. Fellas, your woman should be dedicated to the process of your progress. Shout out to Dr. BOA for that one. She has to be dedicated to the process of your progress, right? So, and the process of your progress is just basically, she got to be dedicated you upholding your goals and how you want to present yourself to the world. Your wife, I don't care who it is, it's innate, especially in the alpha community with these alpha males. If your wife, the one that you put a ring on, you walk down the aisle with, has a OnlyFans, we are not going to respect you as a man. I'm just being honest with you. Your wife out here having the whole OnlyFans, your wife a thought, a hoe, or what it called. It's hard. It's going to be hard to get the respect of your peers. And for you to even get to the next level in the up and ups, you're going to have some type of respect for your peers. From your peers, you're going to have some type of respect. And sometimes no amount of money is going to get you respect. You're going to have some kind of people around you that have dignity and morals and values, so you could get to that top notch and to that next level. You have to have that. You have to have that. Like, it's like almost going for that top notch, top level job, Secret Service, FBI, CIA. You pretty much have to have a decent past to get there, or at least uphold that image. You get what I'm saying? And if you have a questionable wife, you ain't gonna get there either. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna get there. You're not gonna get no respect.
Secret Joe's financial issues, and I have always made a good life for myself. You know, before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe, and I had established myself as a singer. You know, and I came back here, you know, thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off.
Listen, they got together. She established herself as a singer. Fellas, this lady was a retired porn star. I don't know why she's saying singer, but we all know, and it's been verified, that she was a retired porn star. Joe know this. We knew this. This woman seen Joe and said, hypergamy. That's all this was. Okay, he could probably get me to the next level because he's a basketball player. He could be in rooms with certain people. So I get it. Can't be mad at her. I always say this: hoes go to the highest bidder, or the next thing smoking, or whoever could get them to where they want to go, or get them the bag they want, or the clothes they want, or the car they want. That's who the hoe going to. It's nothing I always say, never take anything personal with hoes. It's just business. But you guys, NBA ballers, I don't understand how you're an NBA baller. You have your pick of women and you pick a retired porn star. That's retarded. That is beta male thinking. That is actually lower than the beta male thinking. That's like simp thinking. Like you literally are operating at your lowest, what I call, they like to call chakra, but I say at your lowest energy. You're at your penis energy. You're making your small head make the big decisions for your life. Because there's no way this man, I hear this woman, how she talks and how she looks, she's not a smooth talker. I don't like her voice. It's already annoying. So that means she was doing a lot of freaky stuff in the bedroom. And he chose freaky stuff over important stuff. I'm going to put it like that. He chose a freak in the sheets instead of a lady in the streets that's going to uphold his name and that's going to help him get to the next level for real. Because Joe's still trying to get to the next level. You get what I'm saying? This man was literally just in the NBA, and it ain't like he wasn't. When I did my research, it's not like he retired peacefully. He wasn't let out. So I'm just gonna keep it a bean with y'all, right? He ain't want to go. He was iced out. They chose other guys over him, right? So let's get that right.
You know, other things, but you know, not everybody's hustle and drive are the same. And depression is a serious thing also. So, you know, I've been just like, you know, supporting and dealing and going through his trials and tribulations with him. I've started several businesses, you know, I've been doing a lot, like, and I just figured out, I have a home in Cape Verde I'm trying not to lose, and a roof over here we're trying to maintain that we almost got kicked out of. So I just kicked in the drive and did what I had to do, you know, and he won't do it, so.
All right. So this is what you get when you marry a hoe, date a hoe, wife a hoe, sometimes even sleep with a hoe. They will put any little personal business that make you look bad or weak to the public to save themselves. A hoe will throw you under the bus in every situation possible. All right? This is what y'all guys got to understand. And you're talking to a guy who has dealt with his fair share of hoes. And when you got to cut a hoe off and you ain't have her on that blade, you ain't have her hoeing to the best of her hoe ability, she builds this thing up in her delusional head that you were going to save her. And when you don't save her, you're going to get thrashed. Not any way, shape, or form. This is not a good thing. That's why I always tell men, if you're gonna be a player, deal with women who ain't hoes. If you're gonna deal with hoes, you either need to be a pimp or a trick. Those are the only ones who really be escaping with these hoes. But any other, if you're a regular fly by day guy and you decide to wife a hoe, get in a relationship with a hoe, when y'all break up, she's gonna trash your name. She's gonna trash your name. And that's what she's doing. She's putting all his financial business. They got financial problems. If you got all these businesses, like she just said, why do you guys have financial problems and y'all about to lose a house? If you doing so great in all these businesses, something ain't adding up. Something not adding up. If I got 4 businesses and I'm about to lose my house, that means those businesses were not working at all. This ain't adding up, fellas.
I had to, and I'm sorry. You knew I was an adult video star when you met me. So if my survival, if I would do anything for my own survival, that.
And this is where I had to stop. That is the perfect point. That woman said, you knew who I was when you met me. It was a story long ago that my dad or my uncles, one of them, they told me a story. It was about a man who seen a snake dying in the road. The man picks up the snake, nurses the snake back to health, feeds the snake. The snake gets strong and start coming back to life and slithering. And right before he lets the snake go, the snake bites him. And the man looks at the snake and the man says, "Dang, why did you bite me?" You know what the snake said? "I was always a snake. What do you expect?" You knew what kind of animal I was when you picked me up. Fellas, that's all I want you guys to understand. She said it perfectly. That's why I cannot blame her for who she is or what she's doing. And Joe needs to just accept the fact that he married a hoe. And no matter how much of a good girl she could be for those couple years, she will go back to hoeing. When the times get tough or something doesn't go the way she wants for a certain amount of time, she would go back to hoeing. She ain't have to do that. I promise you, she ain't have to do that. Joe could have filed bankruptcy. Joe could have did a bunch of other stuff to keep his house and all that. You knew what you was, and you missed that whole life. Hoes miss hoeing. Retired hoes miss hoeing. Don't you ever forget that. Don't y'all ever forget that. Don't ever think otherwise. It was something about that life that had them in that life, that where they had to stay. Don't you ever listen. Don't you ever believe a hoe, a stripper, or any of them working girls, sex workers, whatever you want to call them, when they say they're just doing it for money and this is what they have to do. That is a bullshit, bold-faced lie. Okay? I'm telling you, they ain't got to do it like that. I'm telling you. One of the highest women paid women on the internet, you know what she does? She does makeup tutorials. She doesn't show her body. One of the highest paid, you go look it up. Some of the most highest paid accounts, they do makeup tutorials. Some of the other highest paid accounts on YouTube, and that YouTube money is serious, are toy accounts where it's just kids playing with goddamn toys. Or people doing reviews. Do not believe this stuff. There's so many ways you could get money out here. No. So if a woman sit up there on the internet and want to get naked and play with her vagina or whatever, and she say that's the only way she can get money, that's a lie. But that's the way she like getting her money. That's all you need to know. She likes getting her money that way. She likes getting her money that way, and she's not going to stop it. I done talked to plenty of hoes. And one hoe even told me, she said, I would have been hoeing for free. But once I found out I could get money for it, I stopped hoeing for free. Yep. That's how that shit goes, fellas. So let's continue. But the key thing we want to pick up what Joe Smith's wife said was, he knew what I was when he met me. He knew what she was when he met her. It's just like that snake in the middle of the road with the Good Samaritan. If you knew what this girl is before you met her, you knew she was a hoe, you are voluntarily signing up for what I like to call community service. You getting some community service hours. You're not going to get nothing out that girl.
Star when you met me. So if my survival, if I would do anything for my own survival then, what makes you think that would change now? When I retired from the adult industry, I promised myself if I don't sing, I don't eat. So when, my music career wasn't popping here when I left Germany and I stayed here for him, I figured, I would, start a business. I started a puppy friend social club business, a dog sitting business. And then COVID happened and that screwed everything up. I have a moving company, that he actually works for me. Like, he works for my moving company. I'm tired of being the one to figure shit out. So I figured it out the best way I know that can maximize the money that needs to come in. Because
That's crazy. Y'all ever got with a hoe, right? Or even just a woman who was just ungrateful and she was acting like she was doing you a favor? That's what happened when you pursue a woman, when you chase a woman. You never supposed to chase a woman. Never chase. Just replace. I told y'all this 4 years ago on Twitter. Man, I'm so mad that I'm even doing this, but this is a good example. Y'all see this shit in real time, man. Never chase. Always replace. You are the prize. Joe Smith will always be worth more than his wife. It's true. He will always be. So I don't know why she's talking like she was doing him favors. I hate that. I promise you I hate that. Because if that's the case, why did you marry the man? All right. Do I think she has some love for him? Yeah. Absolute love for him. Undying? I don't think so. She don't respect him. And that's what's important. We don't care about the love. We need the respect. This man ain't have no respect from his wife. And that's why he's getting dragged online. We ain't never heard. I'm waiting to hear from Joe Smith. That's why I'm going to make a part 2 to this.
Tired of living like, I'm tired of living minimal, It's not fair.
This is another thing too. You're tired of living minimal. I do not like a woman who is very materialistic and doesn't know how to buckle down and save or help me in the financial arena. I just will never do it again. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. She got to pay to play over here. And that don't mean she got to pay half the bills, all my bills, but she got to pay to play over here. I got to feel decent enough when I lay my head if shit go down. If something go down where I might need a lawyer, might need a car, might need a cosign for a loan, she got me. So I only deal with financially literate women. When you're dealing with a financially illiterate woman, guess what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. I'm tired of living minimal. I want the nicest stuff and the latest things as well. Every woman I ever met who was materialistic always had financial issues at some point in their life.
And I don't understand how you could have had such a maximized life and be so content. This is ridiculous. But we've been together for almost 13 years, though. We've been together since 2012. Like, after his retirement, and it really wasn't a retirement that he wanted. It was a forced retirement because he just got locked out after the lockout, in the 2011 lockout, you guys remember. Right. You know, he just never got a new job. Nobody wanted him anymore. So, you know, there was a depression. And I've been going, you know, dealing with all of this stuff. And I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear from her. I want to hear from Joe Smith, his side of the story. And it's so weird. These women get on the internet, and I always say the lie travels faster than the truth. So these women do damage control, get out on the front gate. Joe Smith, he was depressed. He couldn't get back in the NBA. He didn't have any money. He was looking for another job. All this bull crap, right? When all you had to do, I'll wait. Because I'm going to tell y'all, all she really had to do was go to him and say, babe, we need this money. This what I could do for it. Do you mind me doing it? Well, we did. And he's going, I don't want my wife doing on the phone. You know the rules. I told you I didn't want you doing that no more. But listen, we need this money. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to lose you. Is there anything we could do? You need to figure this out before I do this, that, the third. That's it. I can respect that. But you never gave that man a chance to tell you no or come to terms with it. That's how I know she's not a smooth hoe. Because a smooth talking hoe could have talked to a man and encouraged her man to support her OnlyFans business, where she better be making at least 20 bands a month. And I done seen some of these OnlyFans numbers, and they're not what y'all think it is. These hoes lie. These hoes, one thing you need to know about a hoe, she will lie. She will lie. Behind every lie is a purpose. Y'all gotta know this. Yeah, I don't want to sound like no pimp at all, but hoes lie, man. A hoe would lie to you and tell you she broke, and tell the next group of people that she make $10,000, $20,000 a month just taking pictures of her coochie. They would do that.
You know, I'm not sorry for what I'm doing. I'm just sorry that he can't understand that that wasn't a selfish decision. It was a decision that I made. I made an executive decision when my man wasn't taking the lead. I really love Joe.
Again, man not taking the lead. You making an executive decision. I keep telling y'all, being a beta male is a rough life. I don't know how many times. I guess I'm going to have to say it till y'all just get it drilled in your head. Somebody should give Joe Smith my podcast. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But this is textbook. Why? This is they were like, man, you can marry a reformed hoe. No, you can't, because she's still a hoe at the end of the day. And this is why. This is why. This is a textbook example why you don't wife these hoes. Porn stars, if you want to call them that. I'm going to keep it a bean. Why you don't wife these hoes? All women aren't wives. But all women can be a concubine. This could have been a great girlfriend. This could have been a great side chick. This could have been a great chick to have fun with. But a wife, bro? It's a wife? No, bro. No. No. We ain't gonna do that. Come on, Joe Smith. Come on, man.
I love him. If he never speaks to me again, I still will do things to help him or whatever.
And this is what I was talking about. If Joe Smith was an alpha-minded man and he consciously said, you know what? I like this woman. I'll marry this woman. I know she's a hoe. At least I know if I fall on hard times, she gonna jump on that blade for me. Because that's what she basically doing. She just jumping on the blade. He just ain't take advantage of it. He should have jumped out. He should have jumped out in front. You know what kind of wife you got. You know what kind of wife you got. You know, I was dating this one chick one time. And I said, what you gonna do if me and you, and she was a thought, she was a hoe. She knew she was a hoe, right? I knew it. I thought I was vibing with her pretty good, so we were talking. I said, "What you do when we break up?" We stopped talking. He said, "I go back to being a hoe." That's when I knew then that she could never be my wife. She could never be my wife. Never, ever, ever be my wife. Because you're going to go back to being a hoe? We ain't doing that. We not doing that. We not entertaining. I couldn't entertain that any more than I could. But if I married her, I knew what I was signed up for. Even if she said, we get married, I won't be no hoe no more. That's not true. Because push came to shove, one thing a hoe will do is have a husband and still hoe. Because that is even more validation for these hoes. It's even more validation for her. That make her the alpha of the situation. I had to pull my bootstraps up. I had to be the man in the relationship, and I had to go out and get this money. How you went and got that money? I had to go out there and pop that thing open and suck something real quick to get this money to save our house and our nice things. I wouldn't care. I'd rather live in a car before I marry a woman who tell me to do that. But guess what though? Also, the alpha mind in me is say, I'll put that woman on the team. I wouldn't marry her. I'll put her on the team though. Go get that money for daddy, baby. Hey, I'm doing bad right now. What you got for me? Don't take no pictures. Don't post me. Don't post me. Just love me. Don't post me. Don't claim me. Don't go to your friends for validation. Just love me and bring daddy that money back because he needs it. I would do that. I ain't gonna lie. We do it all the time. It's a bunch of pimps and hoes out here. Some of y'all are hoes for y'all job and y'all don't even know it. Job got y'all out there working, making them millions, and you only bringing home pennies. That's hoeing. I'm gonna keep it weird. We all done been a hoe or the pimp in a situation. I done had a young lady actually help sell a house for me because I felt like I wasn't the right demographic for those people to actually buy the house from me or win that deal. So I said, hey, I got a deal for you. Just go in here and say this, and we're going to split it. I done did that, right? I'm pretty much the mastermind, the pimp of this situation. I gave her the alley, hey, I just need you to look good. Go in there and smile and show them the house so they could like it and Or sometimes I'll get a woman with a very nice voice to make a business call for me like, hey, I'm the assistant for Mr. Mufasa for Alpha College. Yeah, I would like to inquire. I want to set up a meeting. My boss told me. I told him that. And guess what? People respect stuff like that. So if you ain't got a woman that's doing that for you, your woman got to be ready to get on that slab for you, dog. That's what it's about. He got a woman that claims she ready to get on the slab. It's kind of up in the air because it's kind of in her already. So once I know you was a porn star I'm trying to do business with you. I'm going to have fun. Hoes are for fun and for business. Not for love, family, and relationships. We got to stop doing that shit. Fellas, we got to stop. It's for fun and for business. Now, if she make me enough business and we have enough fun, I can see why Joe Smith married her. But clearly, Joe Smith ain't married her for that. He wouldn't be divorcing her. Right? So that's the thing. I'm not mad at her. A hoe gon' hoe. This is what hoes do. We cannot be mad at the hoe. We can't be mad at the snake for biting people. You can't be mad at a tiger for attacking people. A tiger is a tiger. A tiger gonna bite your ass when it get hungry. A snake gonna bite your ass when it get hungry or scared. It's gonna do that. So we can't get mad at this young lady. Of course, we can shame her and say, shame on you. Scarlet letter. You're a whore. All of that stuff. We could do that. But what good is that gonna do? We already knew what she was. It ain't like she hid it all her life. She got it on goddamn film. She has this shit on film. I'm so tired of showing these. It's so many podcasts out there with so many fellas saying damn near the same shit I'm saying. That none of you guys get the message. But I'm going to say Joe Smith married this woman back in 2012. Of course, he didn't get the message. I always say it's a lost generation of men out there who was forced to be beta males when they should have been alpha males, because you was in the alpha male environment. They had you in alpha male situations, and you still came out a beta male. You know how much of a simp you have to be put in an alpha male situation, and you still come out a goddamn simp, a goddamn beta male. It gotta be, man. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. God gave you elite gifts to be an elite basketball player. And part of your legacy, and part of the reason we know you is because a hoe got online that was your wife and decided to sell her body online. That's crazy. Let's finish up.
Okay, because he's my family. You know, he's like an intricate part of my life, and I just want the best for us. I wish he wanted that also. That's really where I'm at. You know, I wish that he wanted the best for us, because he's not really wanting the best for himself, so I can't expect him to do for him what he can't do for himself, I guess. And that's why I just did what I had to do.
Have you drawn that line in the sand that you will continue doing OnlyFans? Unless
something else happens that, you know, changes that, no, I'm going to continue my OnlyFans. I think as a couple and just him individually, he needs counseling to help find out how to re-find himself and find his new place in the world, you know? It's really hard once you've had a major career, you are the number one draft pick, and then everything ends, you know? How do you deal with that? I don't want to be alone, but, you know, if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be. But I don't think we'll have a divorce. I don't think so. I think he'll come around.
Wow. That woman just said, even though I'm doing all this, I think he'll come around and still be with me. She might have a little spell on him, or she just think he that damn simpish. Me, I'd rather sleep in my car and never talk to that woman again. That's fine. Y'all gotta understand, some women are expendable, but when you know, are disposable. And I'm not talking about throw him in the trash, but it's just time to move on. He stayed too long. I don't know who told him to marry her in the first place. Every last one, if my friends ain't approve of my relationship, they'd be like, bro, I don't know about that one. Hey, but I'm here for you when that shit don't work out, Playboy. I'm your dog. And I do the same thing, right? So I just want you guys to take the time out to be the most alpha versions of yourself. Please do that. Please do that. And I mean this with the bottom of my heart, man. I don't want y'all in these situations. I don't care what kind of man you claim you are. You don't want to be. That's every man's worst nightmare. One, living the dream of being an NBA basketball player or a professional athlete, top of the game, top of the class, and then dead broke, and to add insult to injury, your wife turned into a hoe. Oh, turned back into a hoe. Yeah. Then you know what that means? That means his whole life he was coddled and he didn't understand the isms and he didn't understand women like that. He just thought, and I learned this at 19. I learned this 19. Cause my first girlfriend treated me like I was the best thing in the world. The next girl treated me the same way. I said, any girl I get with, even if it's a bunch of red flags, they're going to treat me like the best thing in the world. And boy, when it was time for that girl to leave, she showed her ass. And I was like, damn, so they really aren't all puppies and flowers when it come to me. I got to change up my game. And I learned, and we did what we did, but I like to say this at the end, man. This is not tea, it's protein. Y'all hit me up on Alphacology 1K. Again, that's Alphacology 1K on Instagram and Twitter. Like I always say at the end, this is not tea, it's protein. Peace out.